So at this point, what we're going to do is go into the upper body. And the upper body, of course, is vital too, because you're pumping those arms pretty hard. And classically, there's not a whole lot of injuries going on there. But the reason we want to also warm up the upper body is because you want it to be in sync with the lower body. And that's going to create more intensity. When you're pumping those arms, if they're cold, you're not going to be able to get them as intense as you want, especially for sprinting. And here is the best way to stretch those muscles and warm them up. All in one motion, really short, 10 repetitions, just like Dr. McCullough did. Of course, I'm showing you with one side of the body. We know we have to do both. But just for presentation purposes, we're doing one. So we're going to take this arm, and we're going to go drive it up just like we're sprinting, as far as it goes. You're using all these muscles. Go as far as it goes. And then you're going to take the back of your hand, or the palm of your hand, and place it on the back of your head, and then you're going to arch your head back and add the assist. So it's as far as you can go back actively, and then you're going to do the assist with the head, and you're going to push back, 1, 2, and then you're going to go all the way back. And here's where that pole comes into play again. We're going to go all the way back as far as we can go, just like we're running. And we're going to lean up against the pole, and then we're going to do a slight dip for our assist, just like that. Slight dip, and that's as you're dipping, you're forcing your arm up as well. And that stretches out all these muscles real nicely, even the chest a little bit. So this, of course, just to show you, all the way back, hold on to the pole or lean up against it, and get your assist. And that essentially will stretch out the lats, the pec, all these muscles, the tricep, all in one motion. And you'll switch arms. So last part of the video, what we're going to do is go into a couple sprinting techniques just to help you optimize on safety and intensity, because with proper technique, you'll get more intensity. And one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot on people when they're sprinting is they got head wobble. And they're sprinting along really fast, and you can just see their head wobbling like this, and that's not ideal, of course, because it's just taking the focus of what you really should be doing, and it just becomes more inefficient, of course. And even the body sometimes will woggle and wiggle like that. So always avoid head wobble. Head will be perfectly straight. Next thing you want to make sure is your shoulders are relaxed, and I don't mean relaxed to the point where you're not using them, but shoulders are down and not up, and you're sprinting like that. Bad news. Next thing you want to be focused on is a nice 90-degree bent elbow. Generally, if you start swinging back too far when you're running and you straighten that arm out, it can actually help injure this and get it very sore right in here. And that wouldn't be good at all, of course, with the biceps being all sore like that. So we're going to keep our 90 degrees. And hands, and that's an individual thing, what we do with the hands. As you notice, Dr. McCullough, he used a knife edge kind of hand, and some people like to use fists. But when you're using fists, the biggest mistake you make is clenching them. Once again, you want to stay relaxed. You want to just rest your fingertips right on your palms and keep them kind of relaxed. So, same thing with all this here when you're sprinting. Keep it all relaxed, but keep it at 90 degrees. And all the work is done right here in the shoulders. Next thing, when you're sprinting, one of the things we notice that some people do is they'll hunch over at the waist. When you're going to get all your angle from for your speed, so it can project you forward, you're going to get that angle from the hip bend. You want to bend at the hip. You don't want to ever bend at the waist. And our next little tip here for running is about short, choppy steps. Generally, sometimes I'll see people sprinting, and it's like even their arms are choppy. They're not really going the full length. You want to try and go the full length. And even as Dr. McCullough said, you want to get that hand behind the hip, up to about the head area here, get the full stride as well. Well, your leg, now, when you're in push-off phase, a lot of people will sell themselves short, and they won't use that extra little push on the toes and that toe off. And they'll bring their foot forward before it's time. So what you want to do is, you see my ankles, when on the floor, it was at 90 degrees. And that's not enough push. What we want to do is create at least 120 by extending that ankle, or it's actually plantar flexing. Flex that ankle, and that gives you that extra oomph when you're going in that kick, and gets that intensity going. And from there, it'll be a very intense contraction all the way forward in the swing phase or return phase. So, at this point, I think we covered just about everything as far as pointers and tips like that. I guess I'm going to thank you for listening, and I'm going to take off into the sunset since I'm pretty warmed up.